What is going on, guys? I'm the go-to kid, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a story. Now, this story actually happened to me, I think, about 2 weeks ago. Basically, the long and the short, we got the cops called on us, and you could argue that maybe we didn't, but I'm almost positive we did. Basically, where the story takes place is me and my friend were basically bored as hell. Like, we were super bored, and I went over and I decided to go hang out with him at, like, I don't know if this was that in the middle of the night. I think it was like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. We just decided, yeah, it was like 11 o'clock at night. He has a driver's license. We're both 16, and he just was like, hey, do you want to come drive around with me? And I was like, yeah, dude. And so basically it's like 11 o'clock and we're driving around. He has not had his license for a year yet, so that means if he gets caught driving minors, he could get his license taken away, and he's not supposed to be out past 11 p.m. So basically we were breaking the law, basically. And we decided, well, what are we gonna do? We're just driving around, like, we don't really have any money, nothing's really open in our town, nothing's really open to go buy stuff, so what should we do? And we just decided to go chill out at the high school because we've been there before at night. We know it's pretty chill there. And basically we show up, it's like super sketchy, it's super dark, and we're just like, okay, well, this is really weird, but whatever. We just started walking around. We walked around for probably a good like 20 or 30 minutes, I'd say. So we decided to walk onto the football field. Now, at the top of the football field, at the top of the stadium, there is a like booth, and this is like, it's like totally dark. We're walking in the dark. We can basically see where we're going, but like we can't see details of stuff. And basically this booth is where like the people who like commentate over the football game like sit. And as we're walking past there, we notice there's a red light, and we're like, oh, that's an infrared light. Like, right, it's like super dark, and we see this little red light like on the side of the wall, and we could tell that it was a camera, and we're like, oh, we should probably get away from it. And we just kind of were like, oh, cool, and we like walked away. And then we were walking around. There's like the football field, and then there's like the lower field, which is like grass, other than the turf. It's a football field. The lower field is like actual grass and dirt and stuff, and we're like walking down there. And basically we noticed that there's like a car in the parking lot, and we're like, okay, well, it was a white SUV, and at first we thought it was like a police car, because the police in our town drive white SUVs, the PD in our town. But we saw, and it was just a normal white SUV, and we're like, all right, well, we're trying to stay out of sight because we knew we weren't supposed to be there. And then we're walking around the field. We kind of walked over to the baseball dugout. I climbed up on top of the baseball dugout. We realized that people might be able to see us. I know it's 11 o'clock at night, but I know that like janitors and stuff, they work there. And my friend was like, by the way, this friend is actually, his name is the Sir Gregor on YouTube. I'll put a link to him in the description because this is a story about me and him. And he's a cool guy. He just made his channel. He's just starting to post stuff. So basically, I'm like climbing on top of the dugout. He's like, yeah, there could be janitors here. You should probably get down. They might see you. And I'm like, yeah. And so we're basically just lurking in the shadows. And then we, like, as we're driving, as we're walking around, we notice a car drive up. All right, so there's like this road that goes up to the football stadium, like is at the bottom of our school, and then right off that road is a bank. It's like a hill right off the road, and we're like hiding on that hill because the road is just above us, and we see a car drive above us, like a little above the road, and I swear to God, no shit, it's just like a Honda Civic, just like a normal like little car, but they have like a spotlight in their hand, like a handheld like light, and I see them put their hand out the window and are like flashing it above, and we're like below the car because we're like down a little embankment, and so we just see the light like shining above our heads, and we're like, oh God. And then we see like two more Honda Civics show up, and we're like, okay, these cars are exactly the same. What I honestly think it was is, I think that we set off a silent alarm, and it called the police saying there's like people on the campus like breaking in or something, and they were like off duty or something. They weren't in their actual cars, and they just got called to check it out. And and we see spotlights in the woods, we see spotlights like up in the school, and we're just hiding. And then we're like, okay, you know what, I'm talking to him, I'm like, yeah, that was a silent alarm. We definitely just we got the cops called on us. And basically it's like, yeah. And then, oh my God, we're sitting there, there's like cars driving past us right up the road, literally super close, and my phone rings, and I'm like, oh my God, I facepalm, and I'm like, shit, pull my phone out of my pocket. I just ripped the battery out. It was my friend Ethan who was calling me, who we asked if he wanted to hang out, but he wasn't available, so he was calling me back on that offer where we could hang out at night. And basically that's what happened, is he called me. I'm like, oh, and I ripped the battery out of my phone, and I'm like, okay, they definitely heard that. And I like kind of peek up over the embankment at the road, and no one's there. I'm like, okay, I don't think anyone heard that. I still see spotlights in the distance in the woods next to our school and up in the school, but hundreds of meters away, and they definitely didn't hear it. So I was like, okay, I think we're good on that front. And so then I'm like, I forget that when I turn my phone on, like when it's been completely shut off, if you turn on, it makes this freaking music when it turns on. And I forgot that. I'm like, I just unplug. I just take the battery out to stop the sound. I'll put the battery back in. And oh my god, no shit, the song starts playing when we started walking even closer because our car was parked at the top of the school and we had walked so far and there were so many probably cops and janitors that we could really get in trouble with in between, and we had no idea what we were gonna do. We're like, okay, how the hell are we gonna get back, right? Basically, and my phone starts making this fucking music shit and I rip the battery out again. I'm like, oh my god, I have an Android, so you can just take the back off and take the battery out. And I'm like, okay, let me just I just put the phone in my pocket with the battery out, and I'm like, all right, let's not deal with that, right? I had to be quiet. I couldn't really make a phone call anyway if I had to, right? So I'm like, all right, you know what, let me just put this phone back in my pocket. Not even gonna deal with it. I don't want to get caught. And me and my friend are like, oh my god, this is such a stupid idea. We're done, dude. We're gonna get caught. There's so many police. How that we have to go like, we literally had to go like a quarter mile. I have a huge school. There's like 2,000 people that go to my high school. Not huge, but you know, it's a fairly big high school. 2,000 people go there. It's a huge campus. We literally had to walk like a quarter mile through all these like fucking school buildings on this campground, and through like an open parking lot and then another open parking lot and through a field, like so much open space where we could easily get seen. Basically, I was like, all right, follow me, because my friend actually doesn't go to that school. I go to that school. I know it very well. I've been going there for 2 years. I'm almost a junior. It's the summer right now, so I'll be a junior when school starts again in August. And basically I'm like, all right, follow me. And like I have an engineering class. It's like on the outskirts of the school, and I know that you can get there like through the woods almost without being seen, like right next to the woods. I'm like, all right, we're gonna go there, and then that leads onto the main road, which will go up about a few hundred feet, which will lead us back around to the top parking lot, which is where our car is. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. We get there. We're walking in the dark, and then of course we get to a long strip where we have to like, you know, we're totally in the open. And I'm like, all right, dude, I don't see anyone. Let's just run. So we just book it. And me and my friend are both overweight. We're big fat asses, right? So we're just like booking it across like the back end of this parking lot with no cars in it. And we get behind these like portable classes where like, I guess where you could say like the mentally ill kids are. That's just a wing of the place we're in. It's like these like portable classrooms, and we're hiding behind them. And then we're like walking to my engineering class, which is like this big like warehouse where they have like all the computers and 3D printers and all the shit. And like, all right, and that's also where auto shop is. And so we're like walking. I'm like, all right, there's a gate behind auto shop. Past my engineering class, there's auto shop, and there's this gate, right? I'm like, this gate, we could go through it, and that will. And this gate, I've never seen it closed in my life. It's always open. I'm like, all right, we'll just go through this gate and walk out to the road, and then walk up the main road. Yeah, it's the main road. A police could drive by, and you know, but this time it was like 12. It was like midnight, and by this time, you know, a police sees two teenagers at midnight. They're definitely gonna stop and at least ask what we're doing, right? Not gonna like arrest us, but they'd ask. And so we're like, well, that's the only way to get back. So like, basically, what we did is we walked to my engineering class and passed it, and we get to auto shop, and we notice, oh my, we get past auto shop and that gate is closed. We had to walk so far back. We had to walk all the way back through that parking lot again. And then we're just kind of sat there for about 5 minutes. We're like, all right, what the hell do we do? Like, how the hell are we gonna get out of this, right? So what we decided to do was like, all right, you know what? We're just gonna have to book it through the middle of the school, try and get back up to that top parking lot, and we just gotta go fast. We gotta look around. We gotta, you know, dip into a ditch or just something if we see anyone. And we did that, and we got to almost the top parking lot, and we get there, and we're like walking along, and we can see the car now. We're like walking towards the car, and a freaking janitor like drives up through the top parking lot in his truck, and he looks at us, and I'm like, all right, you know what? He sees us walking to our car. If we're gonna get in trouble with him, you know, we're basically done. Like, you know, he sees us. We're walking in the open parking lot at the top of the school, and and so I'm just trying not to get caught. I just tried to be friendly. I waved at him and smiled. I'm like, hi, you know? And he didn't even give a shit. I guess it was just the police or whoever was looking for us. So he probably had no idea what was even going on. So he probably just saw us, and I don't know. And we got in our car and just booked it. We just left, and we actually got out. And that was like the most intense experience I've ever had in my life. Like, I was actually running from police officers. I don't know. It was regular cars, but we walked by what we could clearly see was like an infrared light, and we know there are cameras all over the school. We see them, and like, and then all of a sudden, 20 minutes after walking by these cars are showing up with the spotlights, looking around the school, and we're like, yeah, we tripped a silent alarm. So basically, that's what happened. We got away, and we're like, hell no, we're never going back there at night. You know, that's hella sketchy. you know. And if we did, we have to be super careful and try not to set off any shit. Like, the fact that you have to be so careful makes it not even fun to be there at night anymore, because that place used to be dope at night, but I guess they got silent alarms now. So basically, that was the story of how we almost got totally busted by the police, just, you know, sneaking on private property, which is my school, and it's the middle of the summer. You know, like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but I guess it is. So leave a like if you enjoyed this story. If you want me to tell more stories of experiences I've had, leave a like and comment telling me that you would like to see it. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.